clouds are starting to creep in. Who knows if it'll start raining or not. What was going on in the world today? I guess with all that racism stuff still going on, you might have read in various situations where people were basically losing their jobs or having to, I guess, quit it because in the past they've been found doing things which I guess people would deem as racist. I know one of them are people painting their faces black, so it's one of these like blackface things. So this one was interesting as it dealt with an RCMP officer who, by the looks of it, was getting like a facial, like just a skincare routine. Like I believe they usually just put all this stuff on their face and then they peel it off. And it is black, but I guess the thing is his comment, because here it says, "Is my skincare racist? Microaggressions matter." So would you consider that racist? He even has like other posts here. It says, "Blackface session. It's supposed to help my looks. I don't think it's working." Now, apparently because of this, the person is basically being investigated by like their own department, like in the RCMP, having to stop working and all that because of, I guess, claims of racism. Like, would you say in this case that's clearly racist, or would you say, no, that's going overboard? I'm inclined to say if the person didn't actually put in that comment saying, "Is my skincare racist?" then most people would just saw it for what it is, like basically one of those skincare routines. But yeah, just in this day and age, I don't think you can say stuff like that currently, just with how sensitive a lot of people are with the situation. And I was interested reading this today. It dealt with an old story where people in a helicopter were saying they got hit by something, and then everyone assumed, oh, it must be a drone. So basically, it was investigated by the National Transportation Safety Board, and I guess with their conclusion, even though there was technically no evidence found that it was an actual drone or anything like that, they concluded it's a drone. So how did that happen? So it says in the report, it says the helicopter was operating under the provisions of 14 CFR Part 91 as an electronic news gathering flight, under visual flight rules within Class G airspace. The pilot heard a noise, which he first thought might be a bird strike, and made a precautionary landing. Post-flight examination led the pilot and operator to believe they collided with a drone. A search by ground electronic methods did not locate a drone. Laboratory examinations indicated that the shape and the dimensions of the damage to the horizontal stabilizer were consistent with the configuration and dimensions of many popular small drones. A small mark inside the large round dent was consistent with the propeller shaft diameter of a common small drone. And they even go further to say infrared examination revealed material transfer of polycarbonate polymer, which is a commonly used construction material of small drones. Although many items which could come in contact with a helicopter as ground FOD are manufactured of polycarbonate, e.g. safety glasses, light lenses, the shape and configuration of the indentations discussed were very consistent with a small drone. So they do show things like pictures, I guess, of things like the damage to kind of further that theory that it came from a drone. So you can see them showing pictures of like the wing and all that. And interestingly enough, there's one part here, it says here, angle of view comparing common drone to impact marks. The drone in the photo is an exemplar of a popular drone used to illustrate size comparison. Numerous manufacturers and models of drone fall into this size class. Does not necessarily depict the actual collision object. Yeah, so you can see they're kind of assuming, I guess, it's kind of around the rotor area that crashed into the wing and generated that bump or hole, if that's what you want to call it. I don't know, to me that's a little pushing it. It just seems like as you read the report, there's so many things where they say, aha, it matches it, where at the same time they're like, yeah, well, maybe not in this way. It's like, okay, what is it? Like this one here says, the FEM was entered into their impact kinematic simulation with a representative model of a common small drone. The resultant damage was similar to that of the incident, although the calculated relative speeds were higher than those reported by the helicopter pilot. So does that make sense? Where they're like, okay, yeah, this makes sense in that way, but although with our calculations we sped it up or made it, I guess, the force even harder than what was actually reported based on the speed. It says the NIAR researchers noted that the collision model they used was one specific small drone. Different construction materials or mass of colliding object could account for the difference. A small contribution from rotor wash could also contribute. But like here, would you believe it's a drone or would you say no? Alright, see you guys later.